wanted to talk about today, just in regards in regards to grief recovery, is I have just become aware that the word recovery can actually have somewhat of a negative connotation to it. So I wanted to speak on this because the last thing that I want is for that to potentially be a source of stimulus for somebody. The word recovery can rub people the wrong way from the standpoint that some people, when they hear it or they read it, they tend to associate it with someone having a substance abuse problem of some kind. And so what I want to make sure is not happening is I don't want anyone to think that grief is a disease or an addiction, because it is not. Grief is not a disease. It's not an addiction. When we lose someone, it's not something that we ever get over. We learn how to create a life around these losses, and we learn how to carry them with us for the rest of our life. So like with 12-step programs, the addiction recovery is focused on treating this particular disease, whereas grief, it's not pathological. It's not pathological, and we're not trying to treat it like it's a disease. You know, grief is a normal and natural reaction that we have to a loss. So rather than treating grief as a disease, what I try to help people focus on primarily is to, when it comes to grief recovery, is to discover and complete what's left emotionally incomplete for them in their relationships. And a lot of what stops people from continuing to take that first step is they think, if I even start on a path to healing, that means I'm going to forget about everything that I've just experienced. That means I'm going to forget about the person. That means I'm going to forget about the relationship. That means I'm going to forget about the love, the memories. I'm going to forget about the person. And so I'd rather stay sad. I'd rather stay in the muck than to even think about healing, because I might start feeling guilty, regretful. I don't want anyone to look at me differently. I don't want anyone to think that I'm over my loss. And so I'm going to continue to stay sad. I'm going to continue to stay mad, continue to stay feeling all these regrets. And that's the furthest thing from the truth when it comes to going through any type of bereavement process, going through grief support, grief recovery. You know, the whole idea behind recovery and healing, going into this state of healing, is understanding what that actually means. No one and nothing can ever take away that relationship, that connection that you have with that person. No one and nothing can ever take away those memories. No one or nothing can ever take away that love, that connection, the experiences that you had and still continue to have with that person. I've received a lot of emails and messages from people saying, well, let me wait until after the holidays to figure out where I'm at. And the first thing I always ask is, why do you want to wait until after the holidays to feel better? Why not do that now, before going through all the holiday chaos and madness? That way you're at least equipped with some tools, with some resources. You have this armor, so to speak, that you can at least place with on you and within you. And so why wait until after the holidays to feel better? Because let's be honest, when we tell ourselves that we're going to continue to wait, we end up procrastinating, and then it never happens. It's not only about feeling better, it's about claiming your circumstances instead of them claiming you and that happiness that you want back in your life. It's about finding new meaning for living without the fear of being hurt again. Healing is about being able to enjoy those fond memories of those persons that you've lost. If you resonate with any of this, and you want to just have a conversation to see what that road even looks like for you, DM me with the word healing, or DM me saying I'm ready, or drop a heart in the comments below, and let's just have a conversation. And whether that means you receiving support from me or me guiding you to alternative resources, I don't care what it is, as long as you try something. Try something. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes.